From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A year ago, we gave away a wedding here on the Roz and Mocha Show. Roz and Mocha's Big Fat Free Wedding. Along with the food dudes who were going to cater the whole thing. Venue was at Hotel X.
Yeah.
And the wedding went down on Friday.
Place.
If we can go back to a year ago, just to remind everyone, before we get to the wedding festivities, because Dammit Maury was there as the MC, DJ Climax was there as the DJ. Before we get to all of that.
That's right. They were part of the wedding package.
Here is Eric telling his story when he was trying to vie for this wedding, okay?
5 years ago, I met my fiance. I don't know what I must have the right lighting that day or something. But I was a drug addict with countless overdoses. I had zero confidence. She gave me an opportunity. She knew I was a carpenter. She bought me tools. She brought me back and forth to work. She also introduced me to her 3 beautiful children. I call them family now. We all spend time together. Her oldest son now actually works for me. My wife ended up using her line of credit in order to start my small framing company. It was amazing to have such belief. I actually asked her to marry me after 1 month. She was like my therapist, my emotional crutch, the person I would talk to at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep. She did everything for me. She kept me focused. Like, she'd take my calls during the day when I didn't think I could get through my day of work, and she would stop everything that she was completely doing just so she could speak with me and talk with me, and just kept me focused on family and the kids. And the kids were really open to me as well too. They saved my life as well,
Wow.
So that was Eric's story.
Beautiful.
And he won Roz and Mocha's Big Fat Free Wedding, which went down on Friday over at Hotel X. I'm trying to think here. You know what? We'll save, because Maury, excuse me, I'm getting choked up here. Maury told jokes.
Yeah.
And the jokes that he told, traditionally, whenever Maury tells jokes in front of a crowd, they bomb.
Yes.
This is probably the worst bombing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, hey. Let's start there then.
Yeah? You want to start with the bombing?
Yes.
Okay.
Once again, I'm Dammit Maury from the Roz and Mocha Show on Kiss 92.5. So, what is marriage? Marriage is when a man and a woman become one, right? Well, I guess the trouble starts when they try to decide which one. They say that marriages are made in heaven, but so is thunder and lightning.
Bro.
Now, a good marriage is like a casserole. Only those who make it really know what goes in it. Well, no, don't go, aw. You're supposed to laugh. I don't mean aw. And let's end on this.
Yes, please.
Here's a piece of marriage advice. Never go to bed angry. Stay up and argue all night.
That's the only one that got
The
laughs.
food's been absolutely incredible. Everyone loving the food. The food's been absolutely amazing. What did you have?
I had the salmon.
He goes around asking people what they want, what they had to eat.
Oh.
Salmon, by the way.
Something's fishy about this one. Well, yeah, that's cool, but I just did a fish joke. Hey, by the way, why do weddings always have a cake? Why do weddings always have a cake? Because they're terrific.
Sorry.
I will give it to you, Maury. Most people, after that first one bombed, they would pivot immediately. You know? How gorgeous is the bride?
Yeah,
and just to get that,
Just move on,
Hey.
bro. Move on.
Oh, so
How beautiful
good.
does Amy look? Hey, look at Eric. Eric looks fantastic. The kids are all here. Let's talk to the kids. Anything like that.
No,
please.
I gotta hand it to you, man. It takes a special kind of guy to bomb that hard. It really does.
Here's more from Eric and Amy's wedding.
All right. Are we ready to welcome into the room for the first time the bride and groom? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Get on your feet. Let's welcome for the first time as husband and wife, Amy and Eric.
Yo, I knew Eric was a wrestling fan. That's amazing. And of course, DJ Climax was there.
We have an incredible special guest for you tonight. You hear him every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the Roz Mocha Show with the Roz and Mocha Mix. You hear him every Saturday night with Devo Brown for breakfast television on Set It Off. You hear him tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with
Oh my
Roz
God,
and
bro.
Mocha Reloaded. I think you know.
Just get to the party.
And today is Friday. Eric, let's get the groom up here to help me do something that usually only Mocha gets to do. But why not have a little fun? Mocha ain't here. Come on, let's right over here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Right. What day is it? It's Friday! Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Climax!
Hey, look at that.
Oh, damn.
Started off rough, though, bro.
Started so rough.
So rough. If we could just go back to the very beginning.
Once again, I'm Dammit Maury from the Roz and Mocha Show on Kiss 92.5. So, what is marriage? Marriage is when a man and a woman become one, right? Well, I guess the trouble starts when they try to decide which one.
Dead silence.
Like a chair moving.
Nothing.
Like you hear a chair moving.
I think they were. They thought that Maury was getting like philosophical.
Did
or
you
something.
get hammered, Maury?
Oh my gosh. I was the bartender.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
were they licensed for that?
Who knows? I helped myself.
Anyway, congrats to Eric and
so
Amy.
beautiful.
That was great.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Mercedes, hello, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey,
Welcome to the show. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Here's what Mercedes said to us. Longtime listener, driving to work today. I realized that I listened to the Roz and Mocha Show every day and had formed a mental image of what Cheesecake, Dammit Maury, and Maria looked like. It was then that I realized I wasn't actually following you on social, so I finally got to see their faces, and they were definitely not what I had pictured in my head. I was also convinced that I had seen Shemmy before, but I guess not. For listeners who haven't seen Dammit Maury, Maria, or Cheesecake, would you, Roz and Mocha, be able to describe them during the show? Love you guys. Mercedes, I have a better idea. Why don't you describe to everybody listening what they each look like?
I had a funny feeling that you guys were going to put me on the spot like this.
So you came
that's
prepared.
why I was like, yeah, well, I tried to.
Before you continue, you know what Roz and I look like?
Yes. Well, you guys have the commercials and the billboards, so you guys are like well known, right?
Okay.
So
Let's start with Roz. You describe Roz first.
I would say Roz has that wise look. He's got the glasses, he's got the beard. I think that he sounds younger. I'll put it that way.
Oh, damn. Wait, is that a diss? Sounds younger. So he looks older. Are you calling him old without calling him old?
I'm not calling him old, but I'm saying the beard doesn't really help the cause.
Okay, I'm not trying to help a cause.
Okay.
Like what cause? The looking younger than you are game? I don't play that game.
Fair.
Yeah, nobody on the show
Age
does.
gracefully.
Okay, next. Move on to me, Mocha. If you had to describe me and my look and whatnot.
I'd say you're going like straight Toronto man. You know, he looks pretty, he's got that young hip vibe. He seems like he looks fun. I don't know.
Facts. Okay, next, Dammit Maury.
Wow, you are terrible at describing people. If Mocha committed a crime and you told that to the police, they would never find him. Like you're describing vibe. Like you're terrible at this.
That's why I ain't never been caught. Okay, next, Dammit Maury.
Dammit Maury, he looks very sweet. He's got like the glasses. He looks like he looks very like gentle and sweet. I think he's got a slim build, but he's quite boyishly handsome. My dog agrees.
Got one right.
You're terrible at this.
Shem, a.k.a. Cheesecake, a.k.a. Pork Tart, a.k.a. Cookie Burger.
That's not helping, man. Come
a.k.a.
on, bro.
Gentle Jesus.
Jeez. Oh, no.
Well, I'll just say what I thought Shem looked like was like the complete opposite.
What did you think he looked like?
I think I was thinking in my head that he was like a lean, tall, like he had hair in my vision.
Uh-huh.
That is the opposite, I think, of what he's got. This like lovely build. He looks like a big man.
Yeah.
He's bald. He's got a great smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I would describe him.
Okay, and Maria now.
You know what? Maria was almost spot on in my head and what I saw.
Okay.
So she's like kind of the typical, in like the best way possible, typical looking Greek girl, you know, tall, lean, pretty, long hair, dark hair. She's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. You're terrible at this.
Hey, I think she's describing
You're terrible at this. You're terrible at this.
I don't know.
Hey, Roz, you go.
Like, I would say, like, Shem, I would go bigger guy, tall, glasses, bald head, beautiful teeth, kind of body you want to hug, right?
Oh,
I
thanks,
said
man.
that.
No, you didn't. You're terrible at this. I would say, damn it, Maury, 40, like late 40s in a 14-year-old's body.
Facts.
Right? Like when you see him in the grocery store and he turns around and he has a beard, you almost gasp. Right?
Twink.
Because when you're following him, you're like, oh, I wonder where his mom is. Because from behind, you wouldn't assume that he would be there. And then for Mocha, I would be like 40s, little bit of gray in the beard.
Nah, not even, bro.
Dresses like a teenage boy.
Not even.
Right?
A little bit, yeah.
Not even.
Right?
Just straight up street dude.
That's why I
doing
said
street
right?
things all day.
And then Maria, I would just be like average.
Oh, damn.
But when you put a mental
average.
picture, put a mental picture, how tall are you, Maria?
5'7".
Okay, average. Maybe
tall.
slightly above average. You got brown hair?
Yeah.
Color your eyes.
Hazelnut.
Okay, average. Right?
Wow.
Like, that's not a diss. That's not a diss.
I am not average.
You are average
I am
across the
not
board.
average.
Maybe slightly
You are
taller
above
than
average.
average.
Thank you.
Slightly taller than average. But if I had to describe you, right, that's average.
What else about Maria?
You asked me to describe what somebody looks like.
All I got was average. That's it.
Yeah, he rang off like three things for each of us.
And all I got was average.
Average. But you're looking to paint a mental picture.
Yeah.
Right?
I am not average looking. I think I have character.
Absolutely.
What do you mean character?
Like, some flair. I got nice curly hair. I got a nice smile.
Okay.
I got big eyes.
Okay, Paul, I'm sorry.
I got big eyes.
I'm sorry. Average girl with a smile? Like, is that what you want me to say?
Damn. Girl.
Is that what you want?
You are not helping things with her new relationship right now.
Listen, there's nothing.
He thinks I'm above average, all right?
That's fine. I did. So you are a little bit taller than average. I will say that.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
Mercedes, was that the way the conversation went in your head?
No.
Okay. Anyway, Mercedes, thank you very much for listening. Thanks for your dedication to the Roz and Mocha show. Before we let you go, I'm going to ask, between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Gotta be Mocha, just because of the longevity of our one-sided relationship that we've had. I've been with her for a long time.
Love you, Mercedes.
Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so
All
much
right,
for having me on.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I found out a scam the other day.
Oh.
And it's a scam that I've seen multiple times, didn't know it was a scam. It's definitely a scam.
Did the scam happen to you?
I was witness to it.
Okay.
I was witness to it.
Go.
So the scam I saw was perpetrated by 3 different people in 3 different locations.
Okay.
And all, I would say, people in like Maria's demographic, like very late 20s.
Okay.
Right? Women. In places where you're not allowed to have a dog. You go into a grocery store, there's a lot of places where there's no dogs allowed signs up, right?
Yeah.
every now and then, you're in a grocery store where you see somebody with a dog. 3 times in 3 different places the other day. I saw a woman, right? Very much like Maria, very late 20s.
Okay, enough with the very late.
sorry.
Can we not, please?
Sorry. That part's not.
Just
that part's
say
not
Maria's
important.
age. Like, just no.
That part's
Just
not.
say I'm in my 20s. That's enough.
Because I don't know exactly how old they were, right? So
Okay.
I'm taking a guess. Maria's demo, very late 20s. Okay. And I see them in 3 different places that I know have no dogs allowed signs. And so I'm walking in an aisle and I see this woman and she's got a dog.
And she, again, is in her very late 20s. Like Maria.
Exactly.
Enough.
Okay. And the dog has an in-training harness on it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then I was like, oh, cool. Dog's like, maybe he's training for something. I don't know. And then another place that same day, I see another woman, very late 20s, much like Maria, with another dog that has an in-training harness on it. And then I'm in a third place and I see another woman, same demographic as Maria, very late 20s, with a dog with an in-training harness on it. And I will tell you, 2 of these dogs were not training for anything. 2 of these dogs were bonkers.
Really?
Flying all over the place on the leash, all this other stuff, right? They were not well-behaved dogs. These dogs were not training for anything. I'm going to send you all something to the group chat right now.
Okay. Because a lot of times when I see these in-training dogs, they are, most of the time, they're like retrievers or
Yes.
or they are...
So look at your phone. I just sent you an Amazon link.
Oh my God!
$26 on Amazon.
It's good to know.
$26 on Amazon. You can get yourself a full in-training harness for the dog. I saw this exact harness 3 times on 3 different women, all in their very late 20s, much like Maria, with their dogs in places that you're not allowed to have a dog.
And nobody can say anything because you assume.
And nobody can say.
Like when you see those guide dogs, right? Like you're not allowed to. They are so cute, the little retrievers. Right? And you want to go up and you want to pet them and play with them, but you're not allowed.
Thank you.
Which is why in these places that you're saying, no one would think twice. A, you're not allowed to touch them, and you just assume that they're being trained. They're in training at that moment.
Those dogs are not training for anything.
I will say, this is why you get a stroller. You close the stroller. No one can see the dog inside. And then you can bring your dog anywhere you want.
Please don't be that person, Maria.
Spoken like a woman almost in her 30s. I'm joking. I'm joking, Maria. I'm joking. Anyway, tell me that's not a scam.
No, it is. But it's also kind of genius, but also a scam.
I'm not saying it's not kind of genius. I kind of agree with you on that.
Right?
But that is fully a scam.
Oh, you should try that with your cats.
What? Yeah? Get
Bro. Bring them everywhere. All 4 of them.
No.
Oh my God, if I get one, can I bring Romeo here?
This is the problem. If you had one of those, you would be able to walk into this building, no problem with it.
No
problem.
Told her that.
No
you
problem.
Never should have told her that because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, in here, Romeo with Maria again, who's in her very late 20s.
Right.
Come on, no.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Dolly Parton's releasing her own jeans. She's doing a lot lately. She call them Joleans.
Oh, that's so cute.
I guess she's releasing them through Khloe Kardashian's company, Good American. And
smart move.
Super smart move. So Joleans will cost you between $64 and $229.
Affordable.
So high end ain't that affordable. $229 for jeans. Not a lot of people want to pay that.
No, but the $64.
Sure, but I don't even know what those are. Let me read you this. So this is the quote from Dolly. They make any butt look good, especially if you've got a good butt. They look great. If you've just got an okay butt, they still look great. There's a lot of self-reflection that's required for that tagline when you're selling jeans. Because I never, when you put jeans on, right, you like turn around in the mirror to see how your butt looks, right? You don't go into trying jeans on having to wonder if you have a good butt or a not good butt.
And you don't want to
you just want
guess yourself.
You just want jeans that make your butt look good. But
what's that tagline again?
So she says they make any butt look good, especially if you've got a good butt. If you've got an okay butt, they still look great. But I don't want to have to figure out whether I have a good butt or an okay butt.
Because then that would also require you to ask,
Well, like
somebody.
but I don't want to know. I don't want to have to think about my own butt. Like if you want jeans, you want to put on jeans, and you just want the jeans to do the hard work, right?
Absolutely.
You want the jeans to make your butt look good. I don't want to have to say, okay, am I in the category of having a good butt, or am I in the category of having just an okay butt?
Yeah, it's too stressful.
It's way too stressful.
You know what it also
I don't want
does?
to think about that stuff.
It ruins your jean buying forever, no matter the brand.
Yeah.
Because then then you look back at all your previous purchases.
Right.
And you're like, did I make the wrong choice?
Yeah.
Like, I love these jeans and they felt good, but do I only have an okay butt?
Yeah. Because that's like that. You don't think about that. Because I think it's, I mean, realistic, especially if you're a guy. Like, when's the last time you turned around in the mirror and looked at your own ass?
I don't.
Shem?
Well, I will say, no, I will say that, like, I care more what my butt looks like in, like, my underwear, but not jeans.
Really?
Yeah. I find that I will turn around in the mirror when I'm putting on underwear, and I'll be like, and I'll, do little thing that people do when they look at their butt. Yeah, I do that. But never jeans. I never think about it in jeans.
Do you, like, kiss your teeth when you're doing it?
And go,
yeah. Something like that?
You mean then, like, check myself out?
Yes.
Well, now I will.
You don't ever say, like, damn.
I have done that for sure.
Have?
Oh, yeah.
For your own ass?
Well, it was. You know what it was? It was the butt, like, thigh. It just looked good in that
What kind
moment.
of undies you wear again?
Like boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs,
Mhm.
okay. You ever do that move where just to check, you do a little bounce up and down?
A bounce?
Yeah.
We'll make it clap.
I think if anybody can make a clap on this show, it would have to be Shem, right?
We'll make it clap.
Right? I mean, realistically, if you had to rank who on this show could make it clap with a little bounce,
I've got the most junk in the trunk.
I think we're all saying Shem at this point, right?
I've got the most junk. Fair. Yeah, totally fair. Yeah.
Right?
I've never thought about making it clap.
No, like Shem could clap.
Yeah.
Right?
Looking back.
Maury would sound like a piece of bologna hitting the counter.
Yeah, he makes it just slap.
Maria, I'm leaving you out of it.
Thank you.
I don't even want to speculate.
No,
Okay.
we are good.
Okay, I got
This is all Shem. This is
Thank you.
all cheesecake.
We'll make it clap.
Yeah.
Staring back, looking at himself
I've
all
never
like.
done that. I've never looked back and stared at my own ass.
Yeah,
In underpants.
But like you don't like if you're ever in the mirror, you're looking at yourself and you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna just take a look at my body for a second while you're getting dressed," and you're like, "Wow, I look good in my underwear."
No, but I'm rarely getting dressed in front of a mirror, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, try it, man. It's nice.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it at the gym.
Oh, yeah. Well, do it at the
Yeah, that's
gym.
a place to do it.
Is that
Right, make it bounce a little.
We'll make it clap.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this Frank?
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Hey.
This is Frank J. Sherman?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Wait a
man.
second.
This is Damn It Maury's dad?
You missed me, didn't you?
Okay.
What the hell?
So this is Roz and Mocha's Helluva Story. On with us right now is Damn It Maury's father, Frank J. Sherman. Frank, when and where does your Helluva Story take place?
Well, in my own home, of course. And when was the beginning of February there?
Okay, so talk us through it. What happened?
Well, we just sold our house at that moment, and we bought a different house. So we're getting ready for moving, but before that, of course, is getting ready for setting it all up and everything else like that. There.
Yeah.
But, so obviously, extremely busy, blah blah blah,
Stressed.
and working and stressed. And, and a day after work, and I thought, oh my God, okay, really got to take a break here. So finally got a moment that I said, all right, I'm ready. I'm going into the hot tub.
Oh, there we go. Okay, and you love the hot tub, right, Frank?
What better way to ease the bones?
Okay, so you had a hell of a day. You're getting ready to have a soak, and what happens?
Well, I got Donna to there first, and then I stepped in and just got myself relaxed, take a little sip of a little beverage. Oh, and all of a sudden I see some flashing lights going on in the kitchen that's just kind of up and above us there, and they're flashing around. I thought, wow, that's ever quick. I mean, Kyle must be home and just flashing his camera flashlight there, and then all of a sudden I see that it's moving around. What is going on here? And all of a sudden, the
the door beside us on the lower level opens up, and there's a whole stream of these uniformed men. Oh my God, it's the police. What is going on here? And I see them coming from the other end, and I'm surrounded by these cops.
Okay, hold on here. So you're, after a long day, you go into the hot tub with your wife to just relax, and you're in there for like no time, and then all of a sudden, your house fills up with police, and then they start coming out all the doors into the backyard where you are?
Yeah.
So then what happened?
What happened?
Well, I said, what is going on here? What's happening? And so they're now surrounding some of them are peeking through the door, and some are standing right in front of me and beside me. And I said, what's going on? And he says, is everything okay? And I said, well, it was. I said, everything's fine here. What's going on? They said, we just had an emergency phone call, a 911, and we're responding to it. Is everyone all right? I said, yeah. And the first thing that's coming to my mind is someone else, either they're at the wrong house or they're alerting me that some other trouble, but why would they be here? I'm really confused.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm really confused. Like, what's going on? So they said, all right, you have a Apple Watch? And I said, what? Do I have an Apple Watch? I said, I don't have a Apple Watch. I mean, mine's an Android, a Samsung. And why are you asking this? Oh, wait a minute. My son Carl has one, but he's not here. It was, well, we followed GPS. And I said, well, Elizabeth's upstairs and there's some default or something. So I said, all right, well, show us where it is. So I climbed out and followed on and into the office room. On the floor is where I placed my cell phone, and I said, they're right here. They said, we've been calling, and I said, well, I don't have my phone in the hot tub, so let me. Oh my God, yeah, you have been calling me. Oh my God, and I see it on my watch. I said, what number did you have? And so they ran out my phone number, and I said, it's my phone. I said, what's going on there? So they said, well, I guess when you placed it on the lower floor level, that it looks like you fell down and you were unconscious, and it has that feature in the stupid phone. Oh my God. So it's just because I placed it down that it thought that I passed out and I was unconscious on the ground, and they're trying to contact me. And I looked out the front window. Actually, before I even looked out the window, I saw there was people coming from the basement level, people coming from the bedroom level, and like these cops. I saw in front of the house, I thought, oh my God, these neighbors we're getting rid of these bad people here that are moving out. Because I had a whole stream of about 6 cop cars out in the front of the house.
How many police officers do you estimate were in the house or that showed up to your property?
But I figured that there was probably about 8 of them or so. Anyway.
Oh my God! Frank.
You know it's not a good look that you're moving now, right? Cops show up and then all of a sudden you guys vanish?
Yeah.
Okay, so Frank J. Sherman, this is Dan Maury's dad, by the way. So your Helluva Story is after a long day, you needed a soak, and so you went out back to the hot tub with your lovely wife. And you guys were in there for no time, and then cops just started busting through your back door. The house was filled with police officers. And the reason that happened was because before you went for a soak, you put your phone and smartwatch on the floor, and your phone and smartwatch thought you were dead and called 911.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's about accurate, yeah.
Yo, Frank, real quick. Did you and Donna get back in the hot tub after the cops left?
Well, yeah, by the advice of one of the officers, he said, okay, so go in there and relax and have fun.
You need a soak. Oh, my God. Frank, that was one hell of a story. Dude, it is so great to hear your voice again. We miss you, man.
We love having fun with you guys.
Have a great day, Frank. Love you, man.
Take care.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Tracy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's Roz and Mocha.
How are you guys?
The other day, Roz, we were talking about George Foreman, the late George Foreman. R.I.P. George Foreman, boxer, right? And how he has, 10 kids.
Yeah.
And 5 boys, 5 girls. And the 5 boys are all named George.
Yeah.
Right? Every single one of them. Not like George Jr., George II, George III. Like, they're all, like, their first names are legit George.
Yes.
Tracy sent us a text and said, my mom and her 4 sisters are all named Maria.
Really?
Maria Odette, Maria Olga, Maria Ermilda, Maria Fatima. Ermelinda, sorry.
Yeah.
Maria Fatima and Maria Elsa.
What's the reasoning behind that?
I have no idea.
You never
My grandparents-
asked?
Not really. Just my grandma named them all Maria, but they all go by their middle name.
But your mom never asked?
Guess not.
So hold on. So your mom doesn't even go by Maria? Like she would, what's her call name, I guess?
My mom is Fatima.
Fatima, okay.
Yes.
So like Maria Odette, she would just be Odette. Maria Olga would just be Olga. Maria Elsa is just Elsa.
Exactly.
So why name them Maria then if you're just going to call them a different name?
So basically what they did is they flipped the middle name and the first name for all the kids.
Right. But the boys all have, like, one's Louie, Jimmy, and Joe. That's their first names.
Okay. Yeah. Italian, any chance?
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Okay.
Portuguese.
Okay.
And you never asked your mom, huh?
No, not reason why. And honestly, I only found out when I was probably like 18, 19.
Yeah.
I'm almost 40 now, but thought it was hilarious when I found out that.
But like nobody else in the family, like your uncles, like their brothers don't even think that it's weird? Or odd?
No, I think people think it's weird, absolutely.
Oh.
But I guess that's what happened back then.
Yeah.
I know a lot, like there's...
No, but like other names existed back then.
Like a lot of men are like Gentoin or Jimenel, right? So it's Joe Manuel or Joe Antonio.
Yeah, and Maria is a very popular middle name, just like Marie or Lynn, right? Like those are very,
Mine
very
is Marie.
Marie, yeah.
Oh, like my sister Lisa.
Yeah.
Her middle name is Marie.
Marie. It's a very, very popular middle name.
Right.
My mom, I've told the story before, my mom got like really, really screwed over with her name. So when my grandmother was pregnant with my mom, she had a name all picked out for my mom. But then a woman across the street, like her kid died. And then she went to my grandmother and was like, it would be really nice if you named your baby after my dead baby.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And then so my grandmother was like, okay, what's your baby? What was the baby's name? And she was like, Phyllis, right? So my grandmother was like, okay, cool. So she named my mom Phyllis, and then she wanted to name my mom Diane, right? And then, so on the birth certificate, it was Phyllis, named after the dead kid, right? And then when they went to write Diane, they misspelled it and they wrote Diana. So my grandmother never got any of the names she wanted. She wanted for my mom. So, and of course, you couldn't go, I could change it and all this other stuff. And then, so over the years, though, my mom has gone by Phyllis, Diana, and Diane.
Wow.
She's used all three, and I think where she is now in life, I think she is using the name my grandmother wanted. I think she's using Diane, which is not legally any of her names.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
She's a fraud.
She's a total.
Tracy, you're the best. Thanks so much for sharing that story.
Thank you.
Say hi to your Aunt Maria, Aunt Maria, Aunt Maria, Aunt Maria, and Aunt Maria and Aunt Maria for us.
Will do. Shout out to my Taves family here in Cambridge.
There you go.
Right. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh, definitely Roz.
Thank you, love.
Have a great day, Tracy.
Thank you. You too, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Bro, I don't know about you, but I had enough people hit me up, DMs, being like, yo, did you watch Maria's TikTok over the weekend? For 2 reasons. 1, for the story that happened. 2, because she finally showed a picture of her boyfriend or showed her boyfriend's face.
Hard launch, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah. I guess.
Did you hear
Is that what
this?
they call that?
Did you hear this story?
No, I didn't.
So I'll just, you know what? I'm just going to play the whole thing.
Where does this happen? Where does this happen?
It kind of happens between Canada and the United States.
Oh,
Morning.
Jesus.
All right, I just left work. We are hitting the road to go visit my boyfriend for the weekend. So I'm going to take you along with me for this little road trip. This is just a PSA. Don't put your wallet on top of your car when getting gas, because now we are driving back to Canada to pick up my wallet at a gas station, and then I'm going to drive back. So I need to explain what actually happened. So I was getting gas, and then I was actually filming the TikTok that was supposed to be. And I put my wallet on top of my car, which I never do. And then I got in my car, drove away, went into the, what is it, the on road? Yeah, that thing. went to the washroom, came back in the car, and drove away. Still not checking to see if I had a wallet the entire time. And then got to wherever I am now and realized the minute I parked at his house that I had no wallet. So we're on our way back.
Oh no.
Aren't you excited?
So excited.
Guys, we got it! And everything's in there. Shout out to the person who delivered this back. Now we gotta drive 2 hours back the other way. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys spent 4 hours?
I crossed the border 3 times in one day.
I'm surprised Border Security didn't think that you were up to some shady business.
Well, on my way out yesterday, like the border agent was like, "So how many times have you been here this weekend?" I was like, "Listen, I gotta explain myself." Because I didn't realize it and put it on top of my car.
Well, obviously.
And then I got to his place and he pulled in at the same time. Like I pulled in like 2 seconds before he did. And I all my car doors were open. Like I was like frantically running around my car and he's like, "What's wrong? What happened?" And so for like 2 hours, like we were calling everywhere to see if someone returned my wallet. And then the police station called me saying someone returned it.
Oh, so you had to drive to the police station?
Yeah. Like the police officer had my wallet in his car and he was waiting for us. So we spent
2 hours.
Yeah. That was our entire let's spend the weekend together.
So 6 hours of your weekend with your new boyfriend was spent driving across the border a bunch of times to find his damn wallet?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, thank goodness for him because he was so patient, so kind, so positive.
That's because it's new.
Yeah, bro.
I spent all of yesterday trying to match his face to every sports team in that city.
Oh my God.
Why do you say that?
No, he don't know what he does.
Yeah, why do you say that, Maury?
Because once Maria said
Maria said he was. Maria, you did say he was training.
Yeah, he could be training for a marathon I was.
It could be CPR.
Could be CPR.
Can I remind, and this is very
Bronze
important.
cross.
Yes.
This is very important for you, Maria.
You never said he was a hockey player.
No, or a soccer player,
no.
or a rugby player, or a lacrosse player.
No.
We said this last week. One thing you have to remember, Maria, is that the things that you say to us off the radio.
I didn't say anything. I just said he was training. That's very vague.
No, off the radio. Should never make it on the radio if you don't want it to.
No.
I will say that Maury will probably be best friends with this guy's mom in a week.
Oh, damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I need to know from you guys how I did last week because we didn't get a chance to talk about it. The Mocha Be Nice Day.
Oh.
Oh, like how'd you do?
Yeah, because I was accused of being mean, not so nice. And
turning villain. People thought you would become a villain on the
Like
show,
the heel.
right? Not just like a jerk, but like a villain.
I'm doing exactly or allegedly what John Cena is doing right now in the WWE.
Yes.
Good guy for 25 years in the WWE and now is the ultimate bad guy.
Yes.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, Maury.
Because I've learned this from my performance reviews. You can't do something just for one day. You have to continue to do it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
But I've been nice. Like I'm like, I'm not rude to
Yeah,
callers or anything like
you've
that.
been fine
Like, I'm
today.
still
So you've been fine
nice to
today.
people.
Yeah, I
However, it's been eating me up inside because all weekend people are messaging me being like, how come you didn't go in on the rest of the team on Friday when you ended the Mocha Be Nice Day?
Right.
So I thought I'd give a tiny bit of a little roast to everyone if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, okay.
So
we're
ruin
back.
everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maria, you sound like you swallowed a cheese grater for breakfast. Boom, roasted. Shem, you have so much trouble sleeping, even your dreams are tired of waiting for you to show up. Boom, roasted. Damn, Maury, Ozempic called. They said you're hogging all the supply. Boom, roasted. Roz, you sit on the toilet so long that dust falls out instead of Boom, roasted. Maria, I know you're in a new relationship right now, but traditionally, your love life is like a Wi-Fi signal. Strong when no one's around, but the second you need it, it disappears. Boom, roasted. Shem, I read a Yelp review from a turtle complaining how slow you are at walking. Boom, roasted. Damn, Maury, Gollum is pissed that you stole his look. Boom, roasted. Roz, out in the streets, there are 6 words they used to refer to you in this order.
Yeah.
Gray, rude, unkept, miserable, yawn, which is an acronym for grumpy. Boom, roasted. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my God.
Welcome back.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, so the other night, I order wings and I go and pick it up at the restaurant.
Why don't you have them delivered to your house? Why are you always leaving the house?
It's 2 seconds away from home.
They deliver, man. Why are you leaving?
Why are you so mad?
It just
about
makes
my
no
life
sense to me.
decisions?
You always say I ordered something and then I go pick it up. That's not ordering anything. You went to a restaurant.
Okay, cool. So I go to a restaurant to pick up food that I had ordered.
Why didn't you just have it there? You're already there.
Oh, no.
Because the family waited at home.
But bring the family.
No, it was for me. No, it was for me.
Okay, why not just, I don't get that, man. That's weird to me.
Okay. So anyway. And this has been bothering me. Not as much as it's bothering you.
me.
Let the man tell his story.
I'm trying.
I said bothered me for the entire weekend because even though I know I'm not going to see this person ever again in my life.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm leaving the restaurant and this guy's walking in and I hold the door open for him and he says, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And as I leave, I always have one of two replies, either you're welcome or no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm leaving, I mix up both sentences and I said, your problem. And I kept walking.
That's what you get for leaving the house.
I kept walking. And I was like, I get in the car and I sit in the car for like 2 seconds. Should I go back in and say something to the guy? But then like that would be even worse because what if he didn't even like fully understand what I was saying or was like really listening? But instead of saying you're welcome or no problem, it was very clearly your problem.
That bothers me so much. When that happens, I would call the restaurant the next day and force them to give me his info off the credit card.
No, that's crazy.
And I would write him a letter. I couldn't live with myself if I did that. I couldn't live with myself.
And something, what was the
There's
other
no
line
way.
I said?
There's
there was
no way.
somebody here. You're too, or no, you too. He said, have a good day. What's up?
When they say like have a good show and you're like, you too.
Yeah. No, they said something and then like the two words I mumbled together and it just sounded like I was having a stroke.
Yeah. I can't deal with that. I told you, I used to, there was a security guard when I worked at ET Canada. And if I screwed something up, right? Like if he said, hey, how's it going? And then I was like, you too, man, right? Like, cause I'm just walking by, right? Or you screw up what it was. I would do a full lap around the building and then walk by him again.
And say what?
And to just like, I would acknowledge him again, just being like, when you're just like, hey, good to see you again, right? And then I would keep walking. Like I had to fix the problem.
But then you would do a loop?
I would do a full loop around the building. Yeah, and then
But what
come
if he
back.
wasn't there? Like, what if he went to the bathroom or something?
I'd wait. He was right by my dressing room, right? So I could hear when he was there, right? So I would just wait. I would just wait to come out. I would stalk him, right? Because I had to make it right. I have this thing where, like, if I'm you in that position and you go back to the car to be like, should I go in and say something? I would 100% in that situation go back in and say something.
He walks in, I hold the door open. He says, thank you. I say, your problem. And I keep going.
Yeah.
So I sit in the car. What's the next move? Go back in and say what?
No, you go back in and you go to the front of the line and you're like, hey, did I get my receipt or can I have some napkins? Or I forgot a sauce or whatever it was. And then as I'm walking out, I would look at that guy and be like, have a great weekend, dude. Right? And then he'd be like, you too, man. And then the circle is closed.
No,
the interaction is closed at that point.
You would have thought either A, I was going to wait outside to rob him, or B,
no.
You should have seen the way I was dressed.
Yeah, but you have to close that circle, though, is what I'm saying.
Or he would have probably thought I was like some weirdo trying to hit on him.
No, but you have to close that circle. Like, you have to make it right.
Why don't you just laugh in the moment and be like, oh, like I meant to say no problem.
Because it's a disaster, Maria.
It was a quick pass.
Like there was no time to like even make fun of yourself a little bit to laugh, have that laughter.
No, that's because it's not funny.
Yeah, I would have.
No,
your problem.
No, it's not. It's not funny. It's haunting.
Yeah, now that guy thinks I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you can never go back there again.
I know. I don't think I can.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Well, Drake finally dropped the music video for Nokia yesterday. And the reaction is quite mixed, both on his YouTube channel and on Twitter as well.
In what way?
Well, you got the Drake fans versus the Kendrick fans.
Oh, are they still there?
Yeah, they're still at it. That beef will never, ever, ever, ever go away. I watched a video. Shem, you watched a video?
Great video.
Yeah. Black and white, filmed in a studio. Nobody, I think the only cameo in it was
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA.
It's because all his friends still are under that exclusivity for Kendrick's video.
Oh, yeah, facts. Oh, you know what?
Damn, Roz.
I didn't even think about that. Everyone's trying to stay away.
He bought them out for the full year, I bet.
Wow.
He had music videos in black and white. He had a great, I don't know, I'm just saying, the choreography on it is amazing, Shem.
Yeah, it's a great music video. I don't love that it's in black and white. Spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
I think for a song like that, it needed to be in color. Big party vibes, but I understand what he did with it. Great video. Great song, too. Love
It's
it.
a great song, great music video. This is the best Drake music video since Hotline Bling, reads one comment. Nokia video is the video of the year. He's just showing the world a sample of what the World Cup opener could look like. Mega show. Another comment reads, this video trash, bruh. Kendrick won.
Wow.
Whoever was the choreographer for these dancers deserves an award 10 out of 10. You know what? I agree. The dancers are amazing. It doesn't matter who won the beef. When it comes to giving hits, he's up there. That I agree with. I jump on Twitter to check out some of the reviews on the Nokia video, and all I see are Kendrick fans crashing out saying Drake wants to be Kendrick. No matter how you try to spin it, the track in the video equals the party's lit again, folks.
I don't like it. I'm watching it right now.
Drake just put the next MVP in that Nokia video, throwing shade to LeBron, DeMar, and Kendrick. Oh, you're watching the video right now?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
What don't you like about it?
I don't like the black and white, but I love black and white, but I'm very particular with black and white.
So one thing to know is that the guy that directed this music video, all he does is black and white videos.
Yeah, I don't like the black and white treatment.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't bring you back to when black and white was a real thing.
No. I like black and white, but there's black and white is not one thing. There's various versions of black and white, and I just don't like this black and white.
And a lot of people are saying also that there's certain moves and certain choreography parts in the music video that take from Kendrick. So they're saying that Drake is copying.
Damn.
Or if not mocking Kendrick Lamar.
I hate that, though. I hate that these two are going to be tied together forever.
Oh, they did it to themselves.
For sure. No, I don't. 100%.
It's not like the fans pitted them against each other.
But the fans do play a role. You're right. I blame the two of them first, but I hate that everything that they do is going to be compared to the other, like anything that they do. I think that sucks. Takes away from the appreciation of the art.
I don't know. I just hope that with this video kind of reigniting the song and the song's popularity kind of pushes us past all of that and helps Drake get back on track with releasing hits, like hit records that people know, that people like, that people could dance to in the clubs.
I mean, you could say it takes away from the art, Shem, but I would argue that without the feud, Kendrick wouldn't have had his big commercial hit that he had.
Oh, absolutely. Kendrick wouldn't be where he is.
Kendrick wouldn't have performed the Super Bowl.
Without that hit. Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Without Drake,
without the
Kendrick would not
feud.
be
For sure.
who he is now.
Yeah. Like, you know.
Who said that? Maury, keep it down over there.
Maury.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Every month, Shem, executive producer here on the Roz and Mocha Show. Shem, a.k.a. Cheesecake, a.k.a. Pork Tart, a.k.a. Gentle Jesus.
Wow.
What are the other ones? Cookie Burger, a.k.a. Cookie Burger. Singer-songwriter always puts together a monthly recap. And they're always celebrated. They're always great, full of information. A lot of things happened in the previous month that we all forget about.
So much.
What do you want to say before we get into the song, Shem, about the month of March?
Yeah, this one was definitely a bit of a departure from what I normally do. I kind of stick into the, hip hop and maybe boy band land. This is a complete departure from that.
Any reason why?
No real reason. I heard the song that I'm parodying, because I always parody a song in the mall. And I said,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. And
it was
a
mall inspiration.
Honestly, and I said, you know what? This would be kind of funny to do. So I did this.
Looking back at the month of March. Oh, my God. Yes. Amazing, bro. I love it already. So good.
Kanye is a clown. What an ass. Tweeting crap, put your phone down.
Finally, back on Earth for Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore.
Clocks went ahead and March break. Women's Day, be so proud.
Oh my God, John, what the hell are you doing?
Ted
Ted Lasso is coming back.
That is true.
Tim Bowling, come on!
Dina's back too.
Honora's having a good night.
Oh yeah, the Oscars. The tariffs war. George Foreman died. Poor Gene Hackman and that man's wife. Oh, can you believe that COVID turned 5? Carney's in and Trudeau said goodbye.
Superior Court has given the Hudson's Bay Company the go-ahead to liquidate all but 6 of its stores.
Gaga and Selena dropped new music. Selena did hers with her boo Benet.
Serena Williams is now a team owner in the WNBA.
The Raptors season long, but finished strong. Let's go Jays and the Maple Leafs.
Here we go. March Madness. What a game. Anything can happen in March.
And if you're new,
Mocha, I don't Mocha. Yes, you do.
This is what I do.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
The recap master. Next month, April. Time's flying by. We'll be back then and hit rewind and recap everything. It will be wild, but for now we say goodbye.
Shem, that was incredible, dude.
Wait till you see the music video. Utterly ridiculous.
Please tell me you're in the Spider-Man outfits.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Last week I watched this new docuseries on Netflix called Golden Greed.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so good.
What's it on?
Oh my God, Netflix. It's so good. So it's a docuseries about this old guy named Forrest Fenn, who years ago, he's like this eccentric sort of like rich guy, lives in New Mexico kind of thing. And he had a box that was this brass 10 by 10 and 5-inch deep box. And he filled it full of gold coins, gold chunks, jewels, emeralds, rubies,
Where'd he get
all
them
this
from?
stuff. He acquired it over the year. He was like this collector of things.
Okay.
Anyway, so the contents of this box were like millions, like $2.5 million or whatever it was. And he took it and he put everything in this brass box. And he went somewhere in the Rocky Mountains and he hid it. And then he wrote a book. And in the book, it's a story of his life. It's kind of like a memoir. But in the book, on one page, there's a poem. And he said that everything you need to know to find this treasure is in these 9 lines of this poem in my book. And so for years, people went looking for Fenn's treasure. And it became this thing. There were online communities and everything else. And then somebody died trying to find it.
Oh, no.
And that then invigorated people because it became national news. And then like 3 more people died trying to find the guy's treasure. And then that only brought hundreds of thousands of people into the Rockies for like decades looking for this guy's treasure. And so it's a docuseries about like the people who were looking for the treasure, but also this dude telling the story of like why he hid it and how he played with people and wouldn't give any other clues. No, not at all.
I guess their choice.
Not at all. It's their choice. But it is a wild, wild docuseries.
After all this time, does he know where the treasure is?
Oh, yeah.
So I assume, spoiler alert, nobody has found the treasure. Okay, spoiler alert, somebody found the treasure.
I mean, you can read about it, but like it's not necessarily a spoiler alert because every now and then you watch a docuseries where like you think you're watching one thing, but you're really watching something else. Like it's a different story, which is really wild. It's very difficult to do, but I've watched it twice now. I watched it once alone and then I watched it once with Roxy.
Oh, wow.
Because
Did she like it?
Yeah, she loved it. Powered through it. We watched them all in a row.
How many episodes?
4.
And how long are they? Like
an hour.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
What's it called again,
It's
Roz?
called Gold and Greed.
Gold and Greed.
Yeah, yeah. It's so, because I like that stuff,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Like, I like the fact that, like, old rich guys take a box of jewels and they just hide it.
Yeah.
And they leave clues for people. Because I just like that exists. I like
I
that
could
people
do that with my bar mitzvah ring.
Yes, you could.
Wait, you did that or you could?
I could.
Do you think people are going to go looking for your bar mitzvah ring?
Well,
You'd
I don't-
have to put
maybe.
other things in the box, too.
My bar mitzvah necklace.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that's enough to get people. No, it was amazing, though. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
It's gold.
Yeah, no, nobody wants that, Maury. But no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like, would you ever go looking for treasure?
Hell
You
no.
would never do that.
No, for what?
For millions.
Like how many millions?
It was like let's say 2.5 million.
Easy to find?
No, very difficult to find.
It's like worse than an escape room.
It's this is the ultimate, and people dedicated.
People died. No.
Yes, people
I'm not risking my
dedicated
life.
decades, like 10 years of their life to going to find this.
If you said at the end of this adventure,
Yeah.
like guaranteed you're going to find this treasure.
No, not guaranteed.
No, then maybe I'd be like, okay, cool. But it's not guaranteed and people died.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Maybe if it was in town and you could walk to it.
Now, if it was Maury's bar mitzvah ring.
Shut up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, Cardi B and her ex Offset have a toxic relationship. Because they have to maintain something because they got the kid together, right? But listen to this clip of Cardi B talking about how they sort of deal with each other, like how she deals with his new girlfriends and how he deals,
Girlfriends?
or I guess, and then how Offset deals with any guy that she's dating.
This guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was going to take away his life, begging me, saying he's going to take away my life. All that shit. He was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me, of me and him having sex. That's the type of shit I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes trying to put my self-esteem to the ground. And I'm so tired of it.
Oh my.
So she's sending his girlfriend messages that he sends her, and then he's sending her dates or boyfriend videos of the two of them together.
Oh my gosh.
And they got a kid together. Like
I think
that.
kids, they have
Kids
two?
that. Oh, yeah, maybe
they've
they
got
got
two
two.
kids.
They do.
Yeah.
They got two kids.
Yeah.
That's so toxic.
That's so bad.
That's so bad. It's
Like, that's
so
not-
bad.
That's not healthy for anyone.
No.
And then like that, how does the other person feel?
Well,
that's in that relationship. Like, or is it almost like because everything has been so public, it's almost expected that if you are a woman that's linking up with Offset or a guy linking up with Cardi B, that there is going to be some sort of a drama piece that ends up in the public.
I'm pretty confident that Offset is with a woman who's very similar to Cardi B, and Cardi B is with another guy who's very similar to Offset.
She's with, rumored to be with an NFL player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all nasty, really. It's all gross.
Like,
Do we know who the girl is that Offset is
rumored to be?
linked
I don't know. I don't know by name. No.
No, but that level of just like, first of all, doing stuff like that is so exhausting, right?
Oh, to
like
know
just
screen grab and save in
but
folders, and
even
save
just
the voice notes.
The mental part of it, of like, oh, I'm going to get you, and now I'm going to plan how to get you.
And that's a part of your day every single day.
Every day, you're consumed by
that's
it.
stress
Like,
right
I don't
there.
know how you do anything else. Like when you're one of those people where you're just like, where you're, revenge and getting somebody, getting the upper hand on somebody while pulling them down, but doing that to somebody that like you were in love with not that long ago.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's crazy how exhausting that is. But they have, and they're in a situation of where they can't even ignore each other because they're
parents.
They're parents. Yeah. They're in each other's lives for ever, right?
Yeah, you got to be careful with who you hook up with.
Oh,
right?
who should have been more careful though, Shem?
Listen, it's not for me to say. I mean, I think Cardi should have been Cardi and Offset should have been more careful with each other. Equally careful. Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Sonia, hello. It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Typically, I know why a person is on the show because I'll send in like a text or a DM, or I'll kind of have an idea when they call in. I have no idea why you're here, Sonia.
The reason why I'm calling in because I'm I've been a huge fan and been listening all the time to your show. And last week, listening to your show, when the day you turned in good, I sent a message, an update on how you were rude to my aunt.
I was rude to your aunt? Okay.
Oh, are you talking about the day where Mocha had to be nice all day?
Yes.
Okay. So we did, Mocha had to go an entire day last week just being kind, not saying anything negative because somebody had accused Mocha of turning heel, becoming a villain on the show. And to prove that he was not, we decided that he was going to attempt to do one day of just being nice. And I felt that he did a great job. So you texted in to say what? You had a story about how Mocha was rude to your aunt?
Yes.
When was this?
Wait, Sonia, are you the person that I replied to on text?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So why are we talking? I replied to you already. I really didn't want to talk about this on the radio, but anyway, here we are. No, seriously, I did not want to. No, that's why I took the time and I replied to you, Sonia. I replied to you privately and I explained the situation. But here we are. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so what happened?
So last year during the Halloween festival where there's a pumpkin patch farm, Mocha was there. My aunt, there was this little girl who wanted to have an autograph from him. So she was too shy. My aunt went up to him, asked for an autograph, and Mocha was rude. That's the story she told me.
Okay. What did she say I said?
That your demeanor was rude and you were not nice.
Right.
Okay, but what did she say he said though?
She
did he rude could be like he said something, or rude could be like he farted. Like what did explain rude?
It was his demeanor, the way he was holding himself. She went up to him.
Okay, so Sonia, I'm going to tell everybody in the room exactly what I told you on text.
Yes.
And exactly what happened. So I was out. It was a weekend. I wasn't working. It was a weekend. I was out with my family.
Okay.
Right?
And wear a pumpkin patch.
Yeah. And it was like all activities for kids. And I'm standing there with my son, Cruz. It's just he and I are standing in line for a ride that he wants to do. And the two of us are talking, right? So your aunt walks up to me and doesn't say, excuse me, doesn't say hello, doesn't say, I'm sorry to interrupt. She literally walks up to me with a piece of paper and a pen and shoves it into my chest and says, here, sign this. And I was like taken aback. And I was like, okay. And she said, that girl over there likes you. I don't know who you are, but can you sign this? And that's what I said to you. Is that not what I replied to you in text?
Yeah, you did.
Right. Okay. So how was I the one being rude to your aunt when that was her approach to me when I was clearly standing there talking to my son, like having a conversation with him, and she just walked up and straight interrupted. Now, from my perspective, I didn't want to be rude to the little kid because she's a fan. I understand she's shy, right? But for your aunt, understand, I wasn't working that day. I was out with my family. I was having a conversation with my 7-year-old. And from his perspective, he's like, who's this stranger coming up, interrupting, and speaking this way to my dad? Like, not cool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
your aunt's the one that farted.
I happily signed the thing for the little girl. I still signed it. I asked what her name was, and I signed it. And I said,
"What's the problem, lady?"
I said, point her out to me, and I gave her a little wave, and she was shy, and we continued with the day. But listen, this happens, Sonia. It's not just your aunt. This has happened in the past. It happened to me over the weekend when I was out bowling. Like, no regard whatsoever. I understand you listen to the show. You're a fan of the show. Trust me, I appreciate, love everyone for sharing their time with us every single day. But just understand that when I'm out in public, I may not be in a position to accommodate at the time. I will try my absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I will say hi. I will take pictures. I will have a conversation with someone. But especially when I'm out with my family, some boundaries or at least some politeness has to be taken into consideration.
Yeah. Also, that line where somebody goes, hey, that person over there is a big fan. I have no idea who you are. Like, that doesn't make you feel good in the moment. You know what I mean? It's a terrible way to approach somebody.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sonia, great to have this conversation a second time with you. Dare I ask, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite? You better watch how you answer right now, girl.
Mocha.
What the hell? What do I have to do?
Bro, it's 'cause you're
what
so
do I
rude.
have to? Well, I'll make love to your aunt. Bring her over here.
Oh my God. Damn. Have a great day, Sonia.
Thank you. You too, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Melissa, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up? It's Roz and Mocha. Actually, the whole
hi,
team is
guys.
here. Yeah, the whole team
hi.
is here. Shem is here. Dan Moore's here. Maria is here
Hey.
as well. And then, of course, he's Roz and I'm Mocha. What's up?
Hi, guys. It's so exciting to hear you. It's the first time, well, this week, it was the first time I heard you guys live. I hadn't been able to.
Okay.
And I finally finished your podcast, too.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
Like all podcast episodes, or are you talking about the docuseries?
Everything.
Oh.
You finished the whole thing?
Yeah. It took me like 2 years.
Where do you listen to the Roz and Mocha Show from?
I'm from Houston, Texas. We spoke like a year or two ago.
Oh. And remind us again, how did you discover our show?
It was my friend Tara. Because I've lived here most of my life, but I never listened to you guys. And then Tara kept like insisting. And then when I moved to Texas, I'm like, well, let me see what's going on back home. And, I started listening to your podcast. So I started in like March of 2022. And then I would listen for the new ones. And then I'm like, let me go back to the beginning. So whenever I would be doing something else, I would listen to the old, like from the beginning. And then when I would like sit at work, I would listen to the new ones.
Oh, wow. So you sort of started at both ends and then kind of like met in the middle?
Yeah. And I
that's fantastic. Also, that's what she's done. So you just like spent your entire like last 3 years just consuming the Roz and Mocha podcast.
Yeah, I
And
still do like
jumping timelines too, which is weird.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's like I knew what was going on in the present, but then like for instance, like right now, because I'm still like I just kept going, like I finished it and then I just continued it. So like right now, you got like where I'm at, you guys are super excited about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but then I know that you guys didn't really like it.
Oh, it sucked. Don't give any reaction, Roz. Wait, do you know how that storyline ends?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just it's funny because like you guys you guys are super excited about a movie or something, and then I know that you guys then later think it's crap.
It's a giant derp. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then so you listened to the 6-part docu-series on the show as well. Did you like listen to that 6 episodes straight, or did you like listen and then like listen to another podcast episode and then get back to the docuseries?
No, I would, because if when you guys posted it while I was working, that was my next episode. So that was my current episode. That was my current. So like for instance, if I'm in the car, then I'd listen to the older episodes like on my phone. But then in my computer at work, working, I listened to the current. So I was listening as they were posting. I was listening to them. They were super cool.
Do you think, Mocha, that there's any situation in your life, even like years from now, where you would sit down and listen to all the podcasts?
Like our podcast?
Yeah.
Maybe. Here's how I would do it, just living through We Are the Podcast, right? I think I would listen from episode 1. I would start in chronological order.
Yeah.
And then I would stop at some point, maybe COVID, I would stop, right? The COVID years.
Yeah.
And I would go and listen to the 6-part docuseries. And then after that, I would continue with the rest of the podcast to get caught up.
Right. See, I don't know if I could.
At all.
I think that I would be too, not critical, but I don't know. It doesn't, like, I don't get nice feelings thinking about sitting down and listening to them all. You know,
really?
I don't. No, and I don't know why. But
I think I would if I was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and I had to remember stuff.
But then you'll forget.
But then you're going to forget.
Anyway.
You would listen to one episode and then never go back to it. What a career.
I know. I did so great. Well, Melissa in Texas, thank you so much for listening and dedicating so much of your day and nights to the Roz and Mocha Show. Now, everybody is here. As I mentioned, Shem's here, Maria's here, Dammit Maury's here, Roz and I. Is there anything that you wanted to ask? Maybe listening to the podcast, listening to the live show, listening to the docu-series. Is there anything you've ever wanted to ask the show, either about the show or to anyone on the show? You could go ahead right now.
I don't think so. I mean, you guys are very open about everything.
That's me.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, the docuseries was amazing. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was super entertaining. It had everything. Yeah. It was happy. It was sad. It was, like it's tearjerker, made you laugh.
What did you like? Like, I know you kind of rhyming off everything that you like, but is there a specific moment or did you learn anything from the docuseries?
Well, it was very interesting how you guys started. And I really love how from the beginning you guys established your relationship in the sense of, there was not going to be any rivalry. Everything was going to be even. And everything, I really like, that's really cool because I know and I'm sure in those industries and in industries and in work in general, there's a lot of competition amongst coworkers. But with you guys, there was no ego in that sense. Like, we're doing this together or we're not doing this at all, which I thought it was really, really interesting and really cool. And then how your family, I mean, Mocha's, childhood and him like, with his sister and all of that, which,
life, right?
I mean, totally, like that gets you,
I still have PTSD from it.
Stop.
I'm still living that life.
Stop.
And then Roz, I mean, with your family, I read your book, so, you get a lot of information there, but, it's just everything. And then Shem because in the podcast, you hear when Shem comes in, like when he starts talking on the show and then also Maria. And then, Dammit Maury's always been there. But it's really interesting. And I really loved every bit of it.
Oh, love you so much, Melissa. Before we let you go, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Hands down, pants down, it is Roz.
There we go, girl.
And I will not give a reason because I just love you because I love you.
Thank you.
And I love you too, Mocha.
I love you right back, girl. Melissa in Texas, you are the best. Have a good day.
You too, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Seeker app.